Hi there, welcome to the Onion Buns. So, I've been having a battle on Facebook with some people. They love to diagnose me or define me as alt right wing. You know, now the truth of the matter is, I'm a centralist, I'm a moderate, but they are extremist, alt left globalists and socialists. But this doesn't work in their head. To them, they are the moderates, the reasonables. So I was watching Asmongold the other day, and he did a little survey on are you right wing or are you left wing? I thought, that'd be awesome. I should do that. So let's give that a try. I couldn't find the one he was doing, but I found this one. So let's go through this one and take a look and see what we got here. Are you right wing? Are you left wing? Discover your political leanings. Okay, liberal, conservative. Here's the chart. Shows you extreme left, liberal, center, conservative, far right, extreme. Now this is interesting in this chart because they have it listed as liberal just off of the center left. Okay. In Canada, our Liberal Party is over here in the extreme alt-left globalism. And right here would be our NDP party, which is extreme alt-left socialism. Our conservatives actually fall pretty well into this chart. You got your center here, and then you got your conservatives off to the right, center right. Okay, so anyway, so let's take a look at this. What are your stances on climate change? Climate change might be oversaturated or overstated, and government intervention should be minimal. While addressing climate change, is important. It should be done with drastic economic destructions. Okay, we go through this. What do we got here? Steps should be taken to address climate change, but they should be balanced with economic considerations. That would be me. How do you perceive government's role in personal freedoms? Okay, what do we got here? Government should regulate certain freedoms to prevent harm or discrimination. Not bad. Individuals should have maximum personal freedoms without government interference. No. Government should have minimal involvement in personal choices or to preserve individual liberties. Okay. Personal freedoms should be protected, but with some reasonable limitations. A balance should be struck between preserving personal freedoms and preventing harm to society. One of these two I'm going to go with this one. Personal freedoms should be protected, which they should be, but with some reasonable limitations. And I find, honestly, in the current social political climate of Canada, reasonable is the word that does not exist currently in Canada. All right, how should taxes be structured? Taxes should be minimized to allow individuals to keep more of their earnings. Taxation should focus on what individuals spend rather than their income. I have no clue how that one would work. Highest earners I guess that would be the carbon tax, but the carbon tax is a fucking atrocity. Higher earners should pay a larger percentage of their income in taxes to fund social programs. Well, that's it right there. Boom. And obviously, we're not talking, oh, you made $1 million, so now you pay 100% tax on everything past that. No. You set a parameter. In Canada, I believe it's 50 or 65% is our highest. I don't honestly know because I'm not in it. But I believe that is our highest taxation. And, if I'm earning a few $1,000,000 a year and I'm paying 50 to 65% of that, that's a pretty big chunk of money, but that still leaves you with a pretty big chunk of money. All right, how do you feel about government intervention in the economy? Some level of government intervention is necessary to ensure fairness and stability. Okay. Government should play a significant role in regulating and providing for economic matters. Okay. Government intervention should be limited. The free market should drive economic decisions. Yeah, that one makes sense. there should be a balance between government intervention and individual economic freedom. The government involvement in the economy should be minimal and or non-existent. Okay, that's anarchy. Let's throw that one out. That's stupid land. There should be a balance between government intervention and individual economic freedom. What's your stance on healthcare? Now, let's be clear. I am disabled. I am on disability. I use the healthcare more than most people, like definitely more than your average user. Okay, so I believe in universal healthcare. When I was diagnosed with my disease, after all the testing to get diagnosed, a doctor looked at me and he said, this was back in the early 90s, by the way, if you were American, just to get all these tests done would have ran you north of $1 million. And that was in the 1990s. Lord knows what it would cost now. So I believe in universal healthcare. So healthcare should be left entirely to the private sector without government interference. No. The government should ensure that everyone has access to affordable healthcare. Yes. Government is better managed by private. No. Healthcare is a basic human right and should be provided by the government. Bingo! That is what we pay our taxes for. We don't pay our taxes for parades. We don't pay our taxes to ideologize foreign countries. I recently saw a Global Affairs sheet. Global Affairs in Canada is the government agency. It's like the revenue in America. It's the government agency. And they said Justin Trudeau spent like $8 million in Peru telling him not to poop on the beach. That's none of our fucking business. It really isn't. Healthcare is our business, and under Justin Trudeau, our healthcare transfers from the federal government have fallen to a disgustingly low 21%. Everyone wants to bitch about provincial healthcare. Well, how about we start with the 50-50 split that's in the frickin' Constitution? Get it back up to 50-50, and then we can actually complain about the provinces. What's your opinion on social issues? Traditional values and personal freedoms should take precedence over global government-led social initiatives. Yeah, I agree with that. Social issues should primarily be addressed by communities and families with limited... Oh God, that's it. I don't even have to read further. How should immigration be handled? Immigration should be accessible to all, and pathways to citizens should be streamlined. Not a fucking chance. Immigration should be heavily restricted to prioritize interests of citizens. No. Immigration is important, but proper procedures and security measures should be in place. We have a winner, but let's see what the other two are. Stricter immigration policies are necessary to protect jobs and national identity. That's actually very true. That's a problem that's going on in Canada right now with these open borders that Justin Trudeau did. And there should be a balanced approach considering both the benefits of immigration and the need for security. I'm kind of torn between that one, and immigration is important, but proper procedures and security measures should be in place. I'm going to go with this one because we have a huge security problem in Canada right now. So, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, well, no, Trudeau was in power. So maybe 10 years ago, I would have picked number 3, but I'm going to go with this one just because of the security problems we have going on in Canada right now. How do you view income equality? Income equality is a natural outcome of differing skills and efforts. Limited government intervention is needed. While some inequality is acceptable, policies should promote upward mobility and fairness. I kind of like that one. Income inequality is a significant issue that requires government intervention to God, no. That's socialism. And socialism does not work. I know everyone likes to talk about socialism in this lovey-dovey conceptual idea. And if you read socialism, in theory, it sounds fantastic. But that's not reality. That's not how socialism in the real world works. And redistribute wealth, it doesn't work. It just makes people lazy. They don't. Why would you try to do better if you can't do better? And again, I'm on disability. I am not rich. Not by a long shot. Let's see. Income inequality is a result of individual choices and should not be a government concern. Some level of wealth, God, no, here we go with the redistribution. I'm going to go with 4. Income inequality is a result of individual choices. I really believe this. If you want to do better, go to school. Get a better job. Train yourself. If you want to be a fry cook at McDonald's, well, you're going to get minimum wage, and that's all you're ever going to do. Now, let me qualify that one. Somebody working at a McDonald's still should have a decent standard of life. But that's where inflation comes in and the dollar value. Our dollar in Canada is almost at record lows, thanks to Justin Trudeau. And our inflation is skyrocketing. So these people are making $15 an hour, but they buy less. Here's a good example. When I was younger, I smoked. I've quit now, thank God. But when I started smoking, I was working for $3.65 an hour. A pack of cigarettes costed $1. So in 1 hour, I could buy 3.65 packs of cigarettes for an hourly wage. Today, the minimum wage is $15 where I live, but a pack of cigarettes is $20 to $22. So you can't, 1 hour of work doesn't even pay for a pack of cigarettes. There is the problem. It's not wage, it's dollar value. It's how strong your dollar is. So yeah, it's income equality is a result of individual choices and should not be a government concern. All right, gun control, always a hot button topic. By the way, I don't own a gun. Just putting it out there. I've never owned a gun. If I lived on a farm, I would own a gun. Because, you're dealing with coyotes and potentially other predators, be it animal or human. And there's no police station to call, no 911 to get there in a couple of minutes. So, yeah, if I lived on a farm or an acreage, I would have a gun for my own protection. Individual, and this is a very American list. Individuals' right to bear arms should be largely unrestricted to protect against government overreach. In America, that's the law, so balancing gun rights and public safety is important without infringing on individual rights. That would be the one I'd pick right now. Gun ownership is a fundamental right and should not be restricted by government. This I disagree with. Gun ownership should be restricted to people who have been trained to handle their guns. When I was in Scouts, as a kid, they don't do this anymore, which completely baffles my mind. But when I was in Scouts as a kid, we actually learned how to handle guns. Rifles, pistols, safety, everything. Nowadays they don't do that. Like, Scouts don't even touch guns anymore, neither do a lot of the other, like the cadets and all that. But you got to train these people. You can't just hand them a 22, a shotgun, or worse in the States. You got your automatic weapons and everything. You can't just hand them a gun and say, okay, go at it. Like, there's got to be some restriction by the government in form of education and training. Let's see, number 4. Well, gun ownership is a right. Certain restrictions can help prevent misuse. Well, I guess I just covered that in that little spiel. Tighter gun regulations are necessary to reduce gun violence. Okay, now here's a misnomer. Most gun violence is not done by legal owned guns. It's like something like 85% of gun violence is from illegal guns. Illegal gun owners don't care about regulations and ensuring public safety. So you're not making the public safer by going after legal gun owners. if anything, you're making them more prone to be a victim. No, I got to go with balancing gun rights and public safety is important without infringing on individual rights. How should foreign policy be approached? Strong military presence is crucial to protect national interests, even if it means using force. No. International issues should be resolved through negotiation and collaboration. That's a solid one. Foreign policy decisions should be based on a case-by-case analysis of benefits and risks. I don't even know what the fuck that means. A mix of diplomacy and military strength is needed to protect national interests. Interests, no. But personal, I believe a country should have a strong military to protect themselves. But saying national interests, you got the Ukraine and Russia fighting it out right now because their national interests are colliding with each other. They both think they're right. And I'm not going to get into who's right or wrong. I'm just saying they both think they're right. So right there, protect national interests. It's no. A proactive approach should be taken to assert dominance and protect national interests at all. No, that's just warmongering. I'm going to go with international issues should be resolved through negotiation and collaboration. All right. Let's see. So, again, I am called a far-right Trump lover every day of the week, twice on Sundays. And this chart, which was pretty generic, has me listed as far left. Now, it's wrong. I'm a centralist, but there was a lot of topics that it didn't cover that puts me in the center. I go a little to the right on law and order, fiscal matters, military. I go a little to the left on social matters, healthcare, which it didn't really cover, and issues like that. This is interesting to me, though. In their chart, they say center, liberal, center left, conservative, center right. Okay, well, in Canada, again, our Liberal Party is extreme alt-left globalism. They reject what used to be traditional liberal values. Absolutely reject them. Our NDP party is right around here. They're not quite as far as the liberals, but they're still extreme alt-left, and they're socialists. Okay? Our Conservative Party in Canada is center-right, but in the States, your Democrats would be right around here, and your Trump's Republicans would be right around here. So it's interesting how it changes. But anyway, yeah, it's so people are calling me far right. Yeah. Let's be honest, what's going on is they are over here. This is where their baseline is. So yeah, I'm to the right of them. According to this, I'm far left. According to me, I'm center right. I'm center right. I shift to the left a bit. Right in this whole wheelhouse. But yeah, I'm still to the right of the extremists. And they just don't get that. To them, they are the center. It's baffling. So, anyway, yeah, that was interesting. I'll have to do another one of these. Maybe I can find the one Asmongold was looking at and give that a try and see what that was. A little more. I think it had 6 or 7 pages to it. This was a little shorter, but still interesting little thing to do. Anyway, that's about all I have. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, leave a dislike. Always feel free to leave a comment. Don't worry, I don't swing my cane that strongly if I disliked your comment. And thanks for watching the video. Pew, 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 and shit.